I'm going to show you how to do local SEO for your HVAC company in just 1 hour per week. And to make it work, you'll need to be strategic with your time and invest in the right software and support. So just follow this plan for 20 weeks, 1 hour at a time, and you'll build a system that brings in more leads on autopilot. If you're ready, hit like and let's jump right in. So week 1 has the most setup, but you can still knock it out in under 60 minutes. Start by scheduling a recurring weekly SEO meeting. This time block keeps you consistent and accountable. Next, install Google Analytics 4 and Google Search Console. It takes about 5 minutes and gives you visibility into your SEO performance. Now it's time to get organized. So create a Google Drive folder and add a simple SEO dashboard using Google Sheets. Then open up SEMrush and export the keywords your site is already ranking for. Just enter your domain, go to organic research, click positions, and export the list. Then just drop these keywords into your dashboard and add a new column labeled opportunity and set up a dropdown for 4 categories. Low-hanging fruit for keywords ranking positions 2 to 15, existing for positions 16 to 50, clustering opportunities for positions 51 to 100, and then untapped opportunities, which are keywords ranking beyond position 100. So once that's set, it's time to find new keyword opportunities. So stay in SEMrush and go to the keyword gap tool. Enter 2 or 3 of your top local HVAC competitors. Then click the untapped tab to see keywords they rank for that you don't. Then apply a few filters to narrow the list. Set position to top 10, search volume to at least 100, keyword difficulty under 49, and filter by intent to show commercial, transactional, or informational keywords. Then export that list and label them as untapped in your dashboard. Now to wrap up week 1, identify your top 100 keywords and focus on high relevance and low competition. Don't chase search volume, just go after keywords that could actually drive leads. For example, furnace repair St. Louis is highly relevant and has strong intent. But something like what is a furnace might get more traffic, but it's not likely to convert. So your goal is to build a high impact keyword list that brings real business, not just clicks. So now it's time for week 2. If you didn't finish identifying your top 100 keywords last week, take the first 10 minutes to get that done. And you'll need this list ready before moving forward. This week, we're kicking off your SEO content creation process and we're keeping it simple and strategic. You'll use rankability to generate your first 30 content optimizer reports. Half of these will be for existing content and the other half will be for untapped opportunities. So start with existing keywords. Open the rankability content optimizer, click on multiple, and paste each keyword next to its corresponding URL in the same row. Once you've added 15, hit Start Optimizer. Now move on to the untapped keywords. These are keywords you want to rank for but don't have a dedicated page for yet. Go back to the multiple view, paste just the keywords, no URLs, and start the optimizer. These reports will give you data-backed guidance on what to write or improve. No more guessing and no more wasted effort. So that's it for week 2. You've officially kicked off your content engine and we'll put these reports to work very soon. Week 3 is all about optimizing your Google business profile and setting up a review strategy.
So when it comes to your Google business profile, the things that matter the most is number 1, your actual location. So you can see that we're looking at Four Seasons Heating and Air, and you can see they're targeting Chicago and they have an address directly in Chicago. So this is really important. If you want to be able to perform well in whatever city you're trying to rank in, you need to have an address in that city. This is very, very critical. You can apply every single technique that I've showed today and what I'll be showing you later on in this video. It will not make a difference if you don't have an address in the actual city that you're trying to rank in. So that's the first part. Number 2 is reviews. Reviews are hands down the second most powerful factor that you need to tap into. And you can tell, I've studied hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of HVAC companies, and there aren't many that have this many reviews. They have 25,000. So this should be something that you should aspire to do because they've been just a review generating machine. And the results prove that this is ultimately one of the best things that you can do for your business, okay? And then aside from that, once we've got our address and we've got the reviews in place, then we can start to think about some of the optimization of the Google business profile. Now, believe it or not, this is actually quite easy. You just want to make sure you filled everything out completely. So you can see in the overview section, they filled every single element out. Then we go to services. they've hit on all of the core services that they actually offer. And you can see they've done quite a bit, maybe too much potentially, but they've put every single service that they offer. And this is actually quite useful and it's a good idea. And they have photos, all right? So unique photos from the jobs that they actually work. And this is really good because it actually demonstrates their experience and expertise. So this is exactly what you want. The key to having a good Google business profile is just to have it fully populated and always up to date. That's the key. And as long as you have an address in the actual location, you're continually collecting reviews and you're keeping your Google business profile up to date, that's going to be about 95% of the results that you will get.
So once your profile is fully optimized, click Ask for Reviews and download the QR code. Add it to invoices, trucks, business cards, anywhere a customer might see it. But don't wait for reviews to happen. Ask consistently and make it a part of your company culture. You can't reward customers, but you can run internal competitions to drive more reviews. For example, give a bonus to the tech who gets the most 5-star reviews each month. Build this review generation habit and your local rankings will follow. So week number 4 is all about building momentum. So keep your review strategy going and your team should know the process, have the QR code, and ask every time. Now shift to local citations. These are mentions of your business name, address, and phone across directories like Yelp and Better Business Bureau. And inconsistent info hurts your local rankings. So start with the $7 Loganic citation audit. From there, either have them clean it up or use a tool like Bright Local or Whitespark to do it for you. Now the goal is simple. Make sure your info is accurate everywhere online. So that's it for week 4. Weeks 5 and 6 are all about setting up your content production system. So start by creating SEO content briefs inside of Rankability. Just open a keyword, click brief, and use the AI tool to autofill the fields. Then move to the outline tab and generate a draft outline or pull headline ideas from the top ranking pages. Once the brief is done, copy the share link and give it to your writer. They'll have everything they need to create a well-optimized article. Then just repeat this for every keyword in your plan.
Okay, so here's just a real quick example that you can use, a kind of template using the Kanban board method. So what you'll do is you'll go ahead and just put a little project in here for each keyword or a task. And so let's just say this is, blue shoes, okay, and it's not assigned. So what you'd want to do is to be able to operate this kind of like a production line. You want to put this over here, and then you would assign this to the person that's going to need to create the content brief. Then they know once they've finished the brief, then it needs to be moved to the next section, which is creating the outline. And you just progressively go through each stage of this process all the way until you get to the published stage. And this is why it's really important that you create a standard operating procedure or SOP to explain how to not just do the work, but also how to manage the work. You need SOPs for both. Otherwise, you won't be able to do this in a efficient and scalable way. So this has really been the best way that I've seen to be able to manage this. And obviously as the volume of work grows, you may need to modify this, but for the most part, just keeping it simple and using this board methodology, you're going to be able to just kind of see visually how these projects are progressing over time. Okay, so that's all there is to it.
Then just set up a Kanban board in your project management tool. I recommend a tool like Asana. Create columns like briefs created, writing in progress, ready to optimize, and publish. This gives you a clear workflow and makes managing content easy as you scale. And now week 7 is about budgeting for content and starting your search for a virtual assistant. First, estimate your content costs. So drop your 100 keywords into a spreadsheet and add the recommended word count from Rankability. This gives you a baseline for your monthly content investment. And most human written content typically costs anywhere between 11 cents to 23 cents per word. A hybrid of AI plus human editing can get as low as 4 cents per word. Use whatever mix fits your budget and risk tolerance, but keep in mind, in our study of 487 search results, 83% of top ranking content was written by humans. So next, start looking for a virtual assistant. Use Upwork and post a simple job posting. A trained VA can handle most of the day-to-day SEO tasks and keep your campaign moving. Week 8 is about 2 things: locking in your weekly SEO meeting and starting to build your SEO team. So pick a day and set a recurring SEO meeting in your calendar. Use this time to review progress, assign tasks, and keep the campaign moving. then start building your SEO roster. You don't need everyone right away, but over time, aim to fill key roles like content writing, design, technical SEO, page speed optimization, and even conversion rate optimization. And at a minimum, start with SEO writers. Agencies like Logenix are a good plug-and-play option, but if you want top-tier content, look for individual freelancers. Just check bylines of industry blogs and reach out directly to the writers you respect. Weeks 9 and 10 are all about assigning content and creating a repeatable system. So start by assigning briefs to your writers based on your budget and content priorities. Use your Kanban board to track everything from writing to publishing, then record a short SOP video that walks through your content process. Show how you assign a brief, update tasks statuses, and move content through the workflow. This video becomes training material for your VA so they can eventually manage content production without you. Week 11 is about handing off content management to your VA. So use the SOP you created last week to train them step by step. Walk them through assigning briefs, updating the Kanban board, and checking progress. And just be patient, let them make mistakes. The goal is to free up your time while keeping your content machine running smoothly. Week 12 is about sharpening your site's performance. So start by ordering a conversion rate optimization audit, and you can find solid options on Fiverr to get basic but valuable insights. Then run a screaming frog crawl of your website.
Okay, so just open up Screaming Frog, and then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and connect all of the APIs. And for this example, you want to connect the Google Analytics 4 API, Google Search Console, Page Speed Insights, and one of the link analysis tools. So in this case, I'll be using Ahrefs. And you can just go up to Configuration and then go to the API section. You can connect all of these. And then once they're connected, all you have to do is actually just go ahead and start the crawl.
This will scan for technical issues like broken links, 404 errors, duplicate metadata, and slow loading pages. Export the results and save them, and you'll start fixing them next week. And now weeks 13 and 14 are dedicated to technical SEO. So use the Screaming Frog report to start fixing high impact issues. Prioritize broken links, missing or duplicate title tags and meta descriptions, large images that are slowing your site down, and even orphan pages. Tackle what you can and delegate the rest to your VA or a technical SEO specialist. Fixing these issues will improve crawlability, speed, and potentially even your rankings. Week 15 and 16 are all about creating localized link bait, content designed to attract backlinks and boost local relevance. Avoid generic topics. Instead, focus on location-specific content that's actually useful. For example, create something like average HVAC repair costs in Chesterfield, Missouri, or most common heating issues in St. Louis homes. The more localized assets you publish, the more chances you have to earn backlinks from local sites, blogs, and news outlets. Weeks 17 through 20 are focused on building backlinks, starting local before going national. Use ChatGPT to do deep research. For example, prompt it with list 25 local donation-based link opportunities for an HVAC company in your city. You can also ask for local blogs that accept guest posts, sponsorship opportunities for schools or sports teams, local directories and business associations, and websites that list top local service providers. Once you have that list, assign your VA to begin outreach. Even 5 to 10 quality links per week can make a big impact, especially when they're local and relevant. You now have the full 20-week HVAC SEO plan, and if you follow it 1 hour at a time, it will work. But if you would rather skip the learning curve and get expert help, we can do it for you. At 10x HVAC SEO, we specialize in helping HVAC companies dominate local search and generate consistent leads without wasting time or money. So if you're ready for faster growth with less stress, visit 10xhvacseo.com to schedule your free strategy call. We'll audit your site, show you what's working, and map out exactly how we can help you scale. So that's 10xhvacseo.com. We'll see you there. And once again, thank you so much for watching.